Welcome to the True North Country Comics Podcast, dedicated to promote Canadian comic book and graphic novel creators and supporters. I'm John Swinimer. If you want to drop me a line, you can contact me at john@truenorthcountrycomics.com. On this episode, I chat with Kyle Runciman from Wacom about new digital creation tools on display at SIGGRAPH 2022. This podcast is available on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, and it's also available on the True North Country Comics channel on YouTube. I invite you to like and subscribe and hit that notification button. Kyle is a product marketing manager for media and entertainment at Wacom, with over 10 years of experience in digital marketing, content strategy, plus a degree in freelance experience in design, illustration, 3D modeling, and much more. Kyle's also the owner of Runciman Concepts, specializing in industrial design, concept design, and illustration, with clients ranging from motorcycle builders, creative hardware manufacturers, medical research, to home theater installers. Wacom is a global leader in the pen display and tablet market for creative users. As a technology company, Wacom provides cutting-edge digital ink solutions for a wide range of partners using and producing smartphones, tablets, and digital stationery. And so, without further ado, here's my chat with Kyle Runciman from Wacom about new digital creation tools on display at SIGGRAPH 2022. So I'm here with Kyle Runciman from Wacom here at SIGGRAPH 2022. Hey Kyle, before we get started, I want to ask you, as I ask other creators, what was the first comic book that you read?
First comic book that I read myself was Spawn 19, I think. I was big into the Todd McFarlane, just based on his art style alone, and picked up his books just because they look cool and got into that series.
That's a good start for sure. So we're here because you are with Wacom, and we're here at SIGGRAPH, and you're talking about new products. The last time I talked to Wacom was basically 2019, and I'm sure in all that time there's been new innovations and new products. I wonder if you could just walk me through just some of the newer ones that you've come out with.
Sure, yeah, we've been working on quite a bit since then, and we have our latest and greatest is the Cintiq Pro 16-inch. So it's a facelift of one that was a refresh of a previous device, but we've reintegrated our built-in express keys and a built-in stand. It's got 4K device, multi-touch. It's got all the best bells and whistles of our flagship larger products in a more compact size, which is great for these remote workflows where you can just toss it in a bag and take it to the studio, move back and forth from your home to studio. It's a pretty nice device.
What about for people, let's say, who don't want to break the bank, let's say? Perhaps they're just getting into it. Is there something, an entry-level product that you might recommend?
We have an incredible range of entry-level products, anywhere from like $40 or $50 Canadian all the way up to, their Cintiq Pro line, which is a couple thousand. So if you're looking for a table tablet where you're drawing on your table and looking at your screen, there's lots of options there. If you're looking for a display, our entry-level displays run about $400 Canadian. It's called the Wacom One, and it's nice. It's got one button on the pen. There's limitations. There's differences between the different Cintiq devices, but it's beautiful. Full HD 1920 by 1080 on the display. No touch, but it's got quite a bit to work with. It's nice, yeah.
One of the things when I talk to creators, a lot of them actually look at computer screens all day long, and the last thing they want to see when they go home is another screen. And I noticed with a lot of the Cintiq tablets here have a matte finish, so you don't have that glare. Is that something on purpose that you've done?
Absolutely, so especially because you're drawing on these displays at an angle. A lot of the time you're going to catch the lights coming off your ceiling, so you don't want to have glares which will affect the way you're seeing the color that you're working with or hide UI elements. So the acid etch screen gives you a bit of tooth as well, so there's a texture to it that makes it feel a little bit similar to paper, and also reduces the amount of glare that you're dealing with. So
that's one of the things I noticed too when talking to a lot of the creators. I asked them, when they're making the move from traditional to digital, did they miss that sort of texture when they're using the paper? And it sounds like you may have caught on to that.
Yeah, then there's a couple ways we handle that. We have two different tips to the pens that come in. So straight out of the box is a standard plastic tip, but there's also a felt tip, which is softer and has a bit of grain to it. So that really feels like a felt tip marker or a pencil even. And then there's other ways of going about it where you could put a sheet of vellum on top. You don't see that too much anymore, but years and years ago, there's quite a few architects that were doing that. So that helps with the transition from traditional to digital for sure.
Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but one of the things, I guess, when people are considering the move from traditional to digital, they also look at the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil. What would you say those people who are considering that, what would make them move from one to, let's say, Wacom, for example?
Sure, I would recommend trying out both. I mean, they're both great devices. We can't speak ill of the iPad Pro. It's very successful for a reason. I would suggest the Wacom just because of the ability to connect to a full-on powerful gaming device or a powerful workstation. But you don't have the limitations of software based on the OS. So Mac, Windows, Linux, even, you can just sort of run everything and sort of whatever software you want to work with, you can get it done on the Wacom device.
That's great. Now we're here at SIGGRAPH 2022. I'm wondering what's next for you. Where are you going to promote your Wacom products after this?
I think our next event is Adobe Max in September. So we'll be down in LA for that, and might have a couple more things to talk about down there.
I hear a rumor that you might be at New York Comic Con as well. Is that true?
I won't be personally, but there would definitely be a Wacom presence, yep.
Sounds good. So, with everything going on here at the booth and people who can't make it, where do you recommend they go online to find out more about the Wacom products and learn more about what you've got going on here?
Yep, you can head over to Wacom.com. That's Wacom.com.
Cool. Anything else that I didn't ask you, Kyle, that you want to get across in this interview?
I don't think so. I think that covers it.
Thanks to Kyle for the chat. You can discover more about Wacom at Wacom.com. That's Wacom.com. And thanks to you for listening to the True North Country Comics podcast. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to and like this podcast on Apple Podcasts. And please leave a good rating. Also check out the TrueNorthCountryComics.com website and follow along on Twitter at True North Comics. True North Country Comics is now on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to that video channel and hit the notification button. Please send your feedback to John at TrueNorthCountryComics.com. Thanks again for listening, and come back soon for another episode. Bye for now. True North Country Comics Podcast is copyright True North Country Comics, copyright 2022.